amadala ingozi at some point they were traveling with yini le venture.
Okay.
Bafike ema-high school bathatha amantombazane. Uma usesontweni, they teach you about the rootedness, the love of God. I-statistic isithi mina sitting here growing up elokishini ngaleso sikhathi leso, it's either I should be unemployed, waiting at the corner ngilinde igrotmani elidlulayo or umthaka esikhule naye ngimcela i-10 rand. It says that when Moses came of age, he knew who he was. Then later, as you grow up, you begin to realize that, oh, I'm using my mother's surname. Then you pursue by asking, who is my father?
Mujapilo no JP Forest phakathi kweQuantum sirenga wonke umzansi boy isukile boy.
Let's go right to the sound of good times.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Thabiso Mogano Kabaloyi. Apostle.
Man, it's an honor.
Unjani Apostle?
Hi, ngiyaphila, all is well. And how are you keeping?
No, sikrele la ekhaya.
Yeah.
Yabona ngisikhulume ngiwa sikrele.
Yeah, no, indeed. I'm happy to be eKasi.
Yeah.
This is my hood.
Welcome back to eKasi.
Yes, sir.
Injani 2026 kuphethe njani?
Oh well, we are settling very well.
Okay.
Into the new year. Can't complain. I think it's all about the mindset. Yeah, it's about the mindset. Sometimes maybe the right question would be unyaka suphetheleni as opposed to ukuthi usiphatheleni.
Yo. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, go deeper.
We are greeting, we are still starting. No, I think it's a mindset. Unyaga auna anything. It does not owe us anything. But we owe it everything.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever input you put, it's the output you're going to get at the end of the year. When you are counting stock, you will be counting stock based on what you have given in.
Yo.
And so many a times you'd say, hey, lunyaga bo beta, lunyaga lobo so, lunyaga lo izinto azange zihambe kahle. But in essence, akusunyaga. It could be many things, but akusunyaga. It could be maybe you did not put much into it. You did not stick to the goals. You did not remain focused. And many other things that can happen. But the year is just a year. Like this day, you decided to invite me here. Maybe I could be in bed. Maybe you could be sleeping as well, or you could be somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? But you decided that let's have this particular Friday and make it productive and make it a wonderful and a solid Friday where we can have a conversation. Okay. So if you have most days like this ones, then you are sure to have a great year. And when you look back to it, December, then you can say 2026 was a good year or 2026 was a bad year. So it's more on what you give.
You call it a New Year's resolution?
Yes, there are New Year's resolutions. Yes, I believe in that.
What is a resolution?
A resolution, it's made up of two words. It's a meaning again, solution. Yeah, so it's a resolution, a solution again. So it means you are putting a plan, putting a strategy again, coming up with a new strategy, new plan again. Meaning that you had one last year, now you are putting another one this year. But the danger is if you keep on making resolutions while you have not concluded some of the things that last year, then it's a problem. So some of the resolutions are not supposed to be resolutions, are just supposed to be continuations of what we were doing last year. If ngicale project angiqedanga last year, that means I'm continuing. I'm carrying on with what I was doing. I don't have to make another plan when there is a plan that is still existing and it's not unfinished. Yeah.
Okay, what is your take ebantwini abathanda ukuthi maybe uma uzothi happy new year kubo bazokutshela ukuthi there's nothing new about this year, shintshe nje inamba ku-calendar.
That's dangerous. That's very dangerous because that person is simply saying, I'm not growing.
Okay.
I'm not becoming. Remember, we are human becoming. We are human evolving. We're supposed to grow. We're supposed to evolve. We're supposed to become. That is why Skolen basifundise ukuthi every time you see ing at the end of a sentence, it's a continuous tense, ing. So we are human. We are not human we are human beings.
Okay.
Meaning we are evolving, we are becoming, we are growing. So uma umuntu akhuluma statement esinjalo siyathusa because the person is simply saying, I'm not growing, I'm not becoming anything, I'm not evolving into anything, I'm just stagnant, I'm just static, I'm just boring. Oh yeah, Quantum
Yeah.
podcast. A ride for every voice. This is profound. A ride. Angiyibonanga yas. Ngifike ngahlala nje. Angibonanga ukuthi kunento enhle kanje la. Wow, this is great. I love this. Your slogan.
A right for every voice.
Aye man,
What is your
come
take
on
on
now.
it?
Yeah.
Masingathi ichaze wena yini into ifike engqondweni yakho or emqondweni wakho uma ubona a right for every voice.
Yeah, it means we are continuing to deliberate, continuing to talk, continue to unpack matters and issues of life in various ways and various forms. So we are in a ride. Even right now, we are in a ride. My voice has been taken for a lift, you know.
Okay.
I'm in a quantum now.
Yeah. Sikubonile ufika nge-Mercedes Benz athi hayi simlahlela back itaxi.
Sikhule ngayo itaxi.
Sure.
Yeah, sikhule ngayo itaxi.
Usakhuluma ngendaba yokukhula. Ngiyala sibuyele emuva kancane. Thina siyathanda ukukhula nabantu la.
Right.
Asiqale kanje. Ubani uThabiso Mokhano? Before sofika nokudoctor nje.
Yeah.
Ubani uThabiso Mokhano?
Thabiso Mokhano is a born and bred Tembisan. Yeah, I was raised and born here. So I can safely tell you that Tembisa has really played a pivotal role in shaping the man that I am today. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud to be a Kasi boy. I'm proud to know that I was born and bred here. There are things that I think I benefit today from ukukhulele Kasi.
Okay.
Yeah, kumnandi ukukhulele Kasi. Yeah, kumnandi. It shapes you better.
Last shooter khona moya kini uyawalka.
It's a walking distance. From here, it's a walking distance. Yeah.
So take us through your childhood memories. Yini into ekhumbulayo beyenzakala xa usakhula?
Well, during the times Tina school la elokishini there was a lot of activities happening. One, mina ngikhule sidlala ngama-Buckstina. Besiwabiza ama-Buckstina, the bricks.
Yeah.
Besithi ikari. Siphusha ngazo
Oh, shithi
ikari.
kahle ku-important udlale ngeBuckstina ngoba esitina esikhulu uzokwazi ukudrive imoto enkulu. Now you understand why you're driving a big car.
See, you're thinking. Yes, besidlala ngama-Buckstina sithi
Sure.
ikari. Sadlala the same tina masiceda ukuphusha imoto siyazihlanganisa bese sibeke esinye phezulu bese sibula allow just a little space in between bese sidlala ama-ali ama-marble. So it was wonderful, you know. And then we
The
used
same
to
stin again uphinde usibeke usenza ipali udlala i-2-pali.
bese sidlala i-2-pali nga-same stina,
Yeah.
uyayibona?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was wonderful. And then we used to also go not far from here. That side here, Bashley.
Okay.
Yeah,
North.
sesikuvakuveni. Bekunelinye isiganga ngapha bathi kusesikuveni.
Ngilabe balahla khona into zase-airport na besazi ukuthi basho kanjani.
Yeah. Eloti.
Yeah, sure.
Eloti.
Sure.
And then ngapha kweLoti mawuya le bekunomfula nje lapha sithi
Oh.
kusesiguva-guveni.
Okay.
Siya lapha siyoganga siyoswima bese
Mm.
sigijinyiswa ama-ducktail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ngiyakhumbula
yeah,
isitori
yeah,
sama-ducktail.
yeah,
Na
sigijinyiswa
even in my generation
ama-ducktail.
it was the same thing.
Yeah,
Besaba ukuya lapha kuthiwa lapha kunama-ducktail.
ya kunama-ducktail bese sibuya sibaleka simbashile leso sikhathi sibambe impahla ngezandla. So it was fun. That's how we grew up. But
Mm.
now growing up as we progress, we went to school, primary, and then secondary,
Primary ke reserve.
eGatlamping.
Oh, okay.
Nasegatlanso mangisuke
ngiyayibona
eGatlamping,
iGatlamping.
lower primary
Sure.
Gatlamping, higher primary Gatlanso.
Okay.
Excuse me. And then high school yami ngaqala eMasisebenze.
It was so seduze ke manje.
Yeah, now it's just a street away.
Sure.
I just walk. And then but I only did standard 6.
Which is grade 8.
Yeah, and then my mother was not pleased with the boy I was becoming. Yeah, bese ngidoja yabona singena umoya wokuhlakanipha nobuclever baselokishini. And then I was moved to Egermiston, Estatus Acres. That is where I
Kula
did.
wogeleza khona nabo Sibu nabo Frank.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
We lived our high school life there and we finished there. And then we spread after high school.
Sure.
Omunye waya le, we took different industries. But when we were la eKasi, of course, coming back eKasi. Ngaleso sikhathi leso ntwana bekuyisikhathi sama toaster, ke kwaba nesikhathi samadela kufa.
Madalingozi.
Yeah, kwaba nesikhathi samadala ingozi, ama BTK, Born to Kill, abasewela mlambo.
Okay. Lawa ngiwacabi ke.
Yeah, bekunama Born to Kill. Mina bengifunda ka standard 6. I think it's one of the things that my mother decided ukuthi angikhiphe elokishini is because bebahlupha.
Okay.
Yeah, bebahlupha. They would interrupt classes. Yeah, interrupt, bafike bayenza into yabo bahluphe. And then we have ukuthi now principal azama uku-intervene bese isikolo siyaphuma. So they were
ile nto le
very
besiyibona kuyizo yizo one.
notorious.
Yenzakala vele.
Exactly. Lento siyibona kuyizo yizo. That thing was happening.
Okay.
Amadala ingozi at some point they were traveling with yini le venture.
Okay.
Bafike high school bathatha amantombazana. Yothembisa High, Giyani High School, yo Masisebenze,
TKM.
your TKM, Naisivele and all of that. Tumelong and all of that. Yes. So they were very notorious, disturbing class, disturbing school girls. And if you as the boy, maybe you're trying to protect your sister or your banu backshire and all of that. So that actually has made a lot of parents to remove their kids from Lailokshi.
Okay.
And I would ngoba beba afford ukuthi baye edrobheni because bebabona ukuthi is the only and the best way. Yeah, because otherwise abantwana bethu abazi ukuba
Edrobheni umntana wakho ngeke bamlande eklasini.
angeke bamlande eklasini. Security tight, kune-systems na-certain protocols and whatnot.
Sure.
And amaphoyisa nama-security are close by. So thina iy'kolo zethu azina that, ziba nje no-caretaker. During that time besinabo caretaker. You know, caretaker wabantu nje bavele bamgwajisa bamkhahlele bangene benze lento ebafuna.
Besibona kuyizo yizo. Yazi makhuluma manje, makhuluma so nje mina ngine-picture yizo yizo.
Yeah.
Yabona abo Papa Action lapha.
Yeah.
Nabo Chester
bebahamba ngawo ama-325. Yeah, SI. Themba lamahomusha. So that was happening. But apart from life yaseskela, elokishini on its own, there's a lot of things happening elokishini, you know.
Positive.
Yeah. There are, I mean, ukula nidlala idisk nonke, you are away from a lot of trouble. Ukudlala ibhola ukwenzani, mayikolo mazivaliwe, kunokudlala amombhathi. Yabona, and then ke of course kunalabo abagangayo. Yeah, kunalabo abagangayo who would be in and out of jail. Yeah, because bayaphula emizini yabantu bayenzani babamba inkunzi and but there was a time where igebengu zamampela bezithi asigange elokishini, sigange edrobheni, asimoshele umuntu
But
omnyama.
they are repossessed.
Yeah, but asimoshele umuntu omnyama, asimoshele umlungu. Yes, we are repossessed. We are taking what belongs to us. So but what my mother did, which was a blessing to me, I think, was to take me to church. For me, being in the house of the Lord was the most safest and the most place where one found refuge.
Mm.
Yeah, and then I met a lot of guys there. So I know impilo yaselokishini, I know impilo yasesontweni. So I lived that balanced life, and that for me helped me a lot to make the right choices and
Ubalance
decisions in
kanjani
life.
between the two?
Yeah, uma usesontweni, they teach you about rootedness, the love of God, being a umntwana oziphethe kahle, ukuphila ngendlela ethize, ukuthandaza, yabona, to be morally sound and you know, while ngapha elokishini mawufike ubona abantu bayagwazana, ubona ubutsotsi, ubona a lot of things happening, you know, leso sikhathi bekusesenama street bash. Yeah, and when you see the things that happens there, which produced a lot of teenage pregnancies, people got involved into alcohol. One sip led to 2 sips, to a bottle, 2 bottles, and
Please.
today a lot of our guys that we grew up with are alcoholics. But here is the thing: it did not end there. Today we have a lot of young guys, maybe my generation, who are HIV positive. I-statistic sithi mina sitting here growing up elokishini ngaleso sikhathi leso, it's either I should be unemployed, waiting at the corner ngilinde i-grootmoney elidlulayo, or umthako esikhule naye ngimcela i-10 randi or 2 randi, or I should be on the wheelchair. I should be HIV positive. I should be, in a nutshell, I should be useless according to the statistic. So when you are not solid and rooted, and you don't have a Christ background, ama disadvantages maningi.
Okay.
Yeah, wokuthi survive. But when you happen to be in church, chances for you to make it are very high. And I'm one of those. And I'm not saying that abekho abaphumelele abangakaze baye esontweni.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not pontificating that. But my point is that there are high benefits in being in the house of the Lord. You are shaped, you are taught discipline, you are taught order, you are taught nanoma ungaboni ngaleso sikhathi ukuthi lezi zinto lezi zibalulekile. Wena uzibona nje usekereke nje and all of
And
that.
amajitekazi abakubiza ngebha.
Yeah, amajitekazi mina ke ngikhule bangibiza mfundisi. Everywhere. Estradini
Kanti
sami.
ukaprofessor.
Yeah, but exactly. The beauty of that, the parents of the guys esikhule nabo, they would want to make an example about me. And that has put pressure. Yeah, beyifaka pressure kakhulu. Hayi ningafani nalo mfana walapha kaMkhano. Yeah, but and that was putting pressure on me to maintain and sustain le label ebasebangiphe yona, nale pressure labazali abayifakile yokuthi lo mfana uziphethe kahle, lo mfana kahluphi, lo mfana lo uso, yabo. Kanti ifaka ne pressure kimi to want to keep and to maintain that. So that added to as one of the points for me to remain disciplined. Yeah.
Okay. Dr. Thabiso Mkhano Kabaloyi.
Yeah.
Ngibone no DJ Sbu. Seka Sibusiso Lwepo Winkosi.
Oh, okay.
Understand?
Yeah.
So iwuyaphi lento le and kuimportant kangakanani ukuthi mawumntwana womfana mawukhula mhlawumbe mawuthola iqiniso about your real surname or the surname of your biological father ukuthi usilandele.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So yeah, that's I think for me we can sit the whole day and talk about this, because this for me is transforming, and for me this will help somebody. Identity is everything.
Okay.
Yeah, identity is everything. The Bible tells us that when Moses, the Bible says in the book of Genesis, as a matter of not Genesis, what am I saying? Migration, which is Exodus.
Okay.
It says that when Moses came of age, he knew who he was. Moses grew up as a Hebrew, the
Hebrew
daughter
boy.
to to a son to the daughter of Pharaoh. So he knew himself as an Egyptian. He got an Egyptian education, Egyptian lifestyle. He grew up in the palace. He was taught how to live in the palace, how to behave, and he became, and that was profound. But when he became of age, he came of age, he knew who he was. There comes a time where you need to know who you are. Identity is everything. Everything you're going to do in life, you will flow better when you know who you are. Because we have a lot of guys who are suffering identity crisis, who don't know who they are and whose they are. And so most of us, ukhulele lokishini sikhuliswa abomama bethu. Fathers are not there.
Nabogogo.
In Abogogo, yeah. And then later, as you grow up, you begin to realize that, oh, I'm using my mother's surname. Then you pursue by asking, "Ubani babami? Who is my father?" And when you continue to investigate and research, and sometimes some parents are very fair to tell you the truth. Hey, ubaba kho uzibani bani sahlukana kwabaso, you know. Others would dismiss you and say, "Hey, ngicela uhlukane nami, angifuni ukuyikhuluma lento leyo," you know. And parents don't realize, mothers don't realize that the more you do that, the more you cause more confusion. The person already is conflicted, and so they are seeking answers because already bayabona kunento engahlangani. So the least you can do is to tell them the truth.
Okay.
So now, for me, I had to sit down with my mother. Who am I? What's happening? Where's my father? Ngiyababona kunabantwana abakhulayo banabo bababo. Mina owami uphi ubaba? Iqala lapho. By seeing that there is a person, a figure that is absent in your life.
Sure.
Especially uma ufika esontweni, uqala ukubona ukuthi awu kune-family ezesontweni beza bonke. Hayi man, wena uzane old lady kuphela. Then you ask, uphi wami ubaba? You know, and then one day, then you ask, where's my father? What's happening? I remember while I was growing up, she would dismiss that, and probably maybe for many reasons. She was trying to protect me.
Sure.
I was young. But when I became of age, and that is when I robustly pursued that. And then she then told me, Baba Mubani, and all of that. And then I said, how can we make amends? How can we correct this? We looked for my father, and we found my father. We reconciled, and then so now, hence now, Tabiso Mohanu Kabaloi. Mohanu is my mother. Baloi is my father. So for me, that means everything.
Okay.
That I know who I am. It may not be about me only, but also for my children, so that they will not suffer identity crisis. It's powerful to know who you are. See, here is the thing. Knowing who you are is a position on its own. Yeah. Kunezinto ezingeke zikushake ngoba uzazi ukuthi ubani. But zingakushake when you don't know who you are.
Sure.
Who you are is everything.
Okay.
I fulfill my purpose better because my purpose demands that I know who I am. I need to know who I am. Somebody needs to know who they are, but do it properly. Don't just ukuzazi ukuthi ubani akusukuhlabela amadlozi. Ukuzazi ukuthi ubani akusukujikela abazali bakho nabogogo bakho laba bakukhulisile. Mara ukuthi uzazi ukuthi wena imvelaphi yakho. When you look into the Bible, the history of the Bible, it's very especially where ikhuluma ngomlando womuntu, the genealogy. When you read the Matthew number 1,
Matthew, yeah.
You know, it starts about the genealogy of Jesus. There is no woman that is counted in that genealogy, but it's only men that are counted there. What does it mean? It tells you that men are the source. Your father carries your DNA. Your father is the one that carries your genetic coding, your gene pool. You come from there. And so you need to know where you come from. I know my mother, but I need to know where I come from. Where is my blood? Where is my DNA? So that's powerful. There are battles that you fight better because you know who you are. You know your DNA and your genetic coding. So it's very important. That has nothing to do, Ma'am Zalwan, because most Christians would confuse this thing. Yini masosho into yini sohlabela amadlozi, yini sokwenzeni? And no. There is nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with knowing who I am and being there. And akusukujiyela abakwamkhanu abangikhulisile, but is to say, ningikhulisile ngiyabonga, nangisiza ngaba yile nto engiyiyo. But we continue with life even after knowing who I am, even after I've reconciled with my people. You are still my people too. In a nutshell, people like myself, Yosbu, as you said, Silo Makeka Ncube, are the people that are saying they are proud of their journey. They are not ashamed of where they have started. And they saying, I acknowledge and I appreciate that life is a journey. And as I live this life, I'm discovering and rediscovering who I am and whose I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, usakhuluma about the male seed. Last year you had an event
Yeah.
with Skim GP. Asikhulume ngayo.
Yeah.
What is the event about?
The male seed, when God dropped this idea, it was after seeing the importance of knowing who you are as a person, especially amachita.
Okay.
Not that I'm excluding abusis, but especially amachita. Umchita ongazifrostani ukuthi ubani, uba nayo inkinga kuma relationship wakhe. Yeah, ugcina udemanda more than just a companionship. But you end up wanting this lady to give you what she doesn't have. And you are not satisfied with her, not because she's a problem. You are not satisfied with her because you are lost. You don't know who you are. Yeah, and that creates a dissatisfaction in a person. No place satisfies you when you are suffering identity crisis. No church will satisfy you. No work will satisfy you. No, nothing, no money, no amount of money, nothing will satisfy you until you know who you are. And so it creates a void. And most guys, they suffer what we call father wound. The father wound. The father wound is caused by the fact that I have a father crisis. I am wounded. I don't know who my father is. I'm looking around. And those people figure to the point where they struggle with submission. They struggle with any person that plays a father figure in their life.
Okay.
And the Baba difficult to even relate with God. A person that is suffering a father wound can't relate well with God. Uright uma unkulunkulu au unkulunkulu provider, God who heals, God who blesses, but not God the Father. They relate with God who does all of this, but not God the Father, because the first father figure in their lives, who is their biological father, misrepresented God, was absent. So therefore, they are going to perceive God as a father who is going to be absent. And any male figure that comes into their lives, they see them like that. They write them off before they even start relating. Now, let's come back to the question. Why the male seed? God said to me one time in my time of prayer, He said to me, heal the boy, prepare the man for the king to rule. There are a lot of kings in the making, in the waiting as well, waiting to take over industries, waiting to rule, reign, and move in high levels and now very high dimensions of life. But the man is not prepared, and the boy is not healed. So we've got to start good boy. A boy in me must heal.
Foundation.
Yeah, good foundation. A boy in me must heal from the childhood traumas, living without a father, experiencing poverty, the harshness of poverty. They make sense later. How my nervous system was affected by the absence of my father. That's one of the things, that the presence of the father keeps the nervous system of a child intact. So ubukhona buka baba bu more profound empilweni yomntwana, be it a girl or a boy. Today we have girls who give themselves easily to boys because their fathers are not there to validate, affirm them, and love them. Because the first relationship a girl needs to have, it's with their father. They call it a romantic relationship, a non-sexual romantic relationship. Yes, that's the
Okay.
term.
All right.
Yeah, it must be with their father. So the father set the bar, sets the standards for this lady, for this girl. By the time kufika umfana mshela, kunama standard time aselwasetile empilweni yakhe. You know, they don't easily give themselves to any boy, to anything.
Okay.
So now the boy must heal and be in the right, good state, good shape. The man must be prepared. You cannot pursue anything bigger than you if you are not prepared. And when you are prepared, then the king in you emerges to take over that sphere of influence, whatever industry you are in. And you will rule and reign better as a king because the man in you was prepared and the boy in you was healed. So it starts there and then it's progressive.
That's so profound. All right. Asikhulume ngeministry. Bathi calling,
Yeah.
understand? So ngifuna siyibize the way ingakhona because of i-call kumele ibe ne-response. Understand? So wena uyidiscovera nini i-calling yakho and i-confirmation ukuthi vele you are called nayo uyitholaphi kanjani?
Wow, very profound. One of the things funny you are talking about, you're asking me about a calling. Not so long ago, actually, I'm working on a new material. It's even here. Where's my phone? It's even here on my phone.
Okay.
I'm actually writing something here, unpacking the difference, and which for me I think is going to help a lot of emerging voices slash the so-called called
Okay.
people. Yabon? And I think it's going to help a great deal. I'm writing something on the gifts and callings. You know, most people confuse the two. And when you confuse the two, then you become frustrated because you need to know the difference between the two. It's not the same. You know, it's not the same. It's never, and it will never be the same. Gifts are what you are good at.
Okay.
That's a gift. Gift is what you are good at. They come naturally. They are often recognized early. And the gifts, they open doors. That's what gift does. Calling, on the other hand, is what God assigns you to steward. That's what a calling is. It's what God assigns you to steward. So you become a steward of your calling. It unfolds over time. Into unfoldega progressively over time, and it requires obedience because you cannot fully move in your calling without obedience, and it comes with grace to sustain you. In a nutshell, it is when one is operating in their gift that they discover their calling.
Yo. So ziyahambisana.
Ziyahambisana. Yeah, the other one opens doors for you. It opens doors for you, and it comes naturally. You know, mahlala idiski la estratini la, and then siyabona ukuthi man uThibo uyapusha. Uyapusha man lo muntu.
Uspecial.
Yeah, yabona man. Yeah. Sonke siyadlala mara yena kunento kuye. You know what I'm saying? And then that is why most stars were discovered like that. And then bese ke bayeza abakhulu bazomcheka bambone bese bayamthanda bese bayamthatha. You understand what I'm saying? And then by your natural le gift le bayibonile, and that gift then can become a calling when it's nurtured and well taken care of. So when you are careless with your gift, you are depriving yourself chances to discover your calling.
Yo.
You must be very careful how you live around and maneuver yourself around your gift. Your gift is the one that will open a door for your calling.
Yini umehluko between i-office ne calling because of nokuza bathi lo operator ku office lakhe.
Yeah,
Understand?
yeah,
Angisho i-gift sesiyibonile.
Yeah.
But manje saka operator fully into his office.
into his office. Now, uma sekudiscovereka i-calling yomuntu ke, through confirmations, abadala abasebayihambile le ndlela, aba-operator in that space, will tell you to say, there's a calling of God in your life. And then you ask ukuthi yini le calling, and then baya-unpackela ke ukuthi yini. And then if you take that very serious, you pursue it. You start to pursue that, and then you get proper mentorship. You got proper training into that calling, and then that calling based on the traits, what they would normally call your areas of speciality, your areas where you are that dominates in this calling. And then basically they know good, oh, your office, they will determine your office. They will determine your office, and then no man, there's an apostolic grace there.
Okay.
Oh, there's a prophetic anointing here. No man, kunomvangeli la.
Okay.
Yabon, and then omunye through the nurturing spirit and heart, but no man, kunomfundisi la. Omunye through the love of teaching and unpacking the word, and then they say, but no, there's a great teacher of the word here. So the traits in your calling determines your office.
Okay. Ngiyakuzwa ukhuluma ngomvangeli, ukhuluma ngomfundisi, ukhuluma apostle. Ngicela break it down fivefold.
Yeah.
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 So what's the umehluko between all of them?
Yeah, all of these are 5 governmental offices, all of them. We have apostles.
Yes.
Apostles, they govern.
Okay.
And then we have prophets. Prophets guide.
Okay.
And then we have evangelists. They gather. And then we have teachers. They ground. And then we have pastors. They guard. So abapostoli bano moya wogu gavina. That's the grace they have to govern. Prophets, they guide, they give direction. Yeah. And then evangelists, they gather people and they preach the word. Yeah. And then teachers ground the people. Once people exactly
Okay.
yes, but to be grounded.
Okay.
And then the pastors, then they guard them. Abafundisi banomoya wokugada. They are shepherds.
Okay.
Yeah, hence they are called shepherds. Umoya wabo umoya to look after God's flock. So that is the fivefold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kuyenzeka ukuthi umuntu operate kuwo 5 lama office.
Normally the apostles, they have the grace to touch here and there.
Okay.
On a number of them, yeah. But let's not forget that South Africa, during the season Yama crusades and the evangelists that were rising in those days, which we saw.
The late Dr. Mthweni,
Yeah, Reinhard Bonke.
Yeah, Reinhard Bonke.
Yeah, and then kwaba ne-era yabo ubaba uRal Khulela. Yeah, and all of that, and many evangelists. That era birthed a lot of evangelists.
Okay.
And that made even people that were not called into that office to be ordained as evangelists. Because i-era nayo in a proclivity yogu influencer what is happening in that particular epoch.
Okay.
So
But
yeah.
Okay, no.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that that era birthed a lot of evangelists.
Sure.
But later we discovered that some of the people who were ordained as evangelists, they were not necessarily evangelists. They received Christ at the time Yabavangeli,
Okay.
where the evangelist were dominating.
Mm.
Yeah, the evangelical ministry was dominating.
Mm. Okay, I have two questions. Number one, Tina, ama-church wethu abodaki kaningi umuntu maka-teacher a-breaka down the word angena energy anganayo leyo energy yabavangeli abantu bamuzwa ngathi uyabhora. So singafika kanjani ku-level ukuthi si-understand ukuthi umuntu makame phambi kwethu a-deliver izwi, it doesn't matter ukuthi, because sometimes ngifila ngathi performance kwabanye abantu because of ubone umuntu makazwa ngathi abantu abarespondi, so kumele a-add energy. Singayenzani ukuthi silungise leyo nkinga? Yeah, I believe ngibiyeke kanjani because I don't know how to ask it.
Unfortunately, it's one of those things that we will have to live with.
Okay.
I believe mina ukuthi abantu esontweni bashapwa is the set man of the house. Bashapwa is the father of the house.
Okay.
The father of the house. The people normally outline themselves to how their father, their spiritual father, teaches the word or unpacks the word, and so uma mhlambe umuntu akhulela esontweni where the pastor is energetic, is a preacher, and they are invited to another seminar, another church, and then maybe the pastor who is ministering there is just a teacher, is not moving, and then they think it's boring.
Yeah, but
It's ujwayele la buya khona yabo, makafika la thola ukuthi akatholi leya energy leya. But a person that is spiritually matured will not look at the energy, the performance, the high energy, but would rather listen to the content.
Okay.
Yeah, and be drawn to this teaching by the content to say, wow, unpack alumuntu. This is profound. Because sometimes lo ogijimayo oyenza ama-gymnastic or khuluma, sometimes they may just be making noise but not giving anything. So we must separate that. Making noise does not mean a powerful preacher. It is not the noise. It is the unpacking of the word. It is the demystifying of God's word.
Okay.
Yeah, and for me that is the most important thing.
All right. Nokuza umfundisi bacala bambiza ngopastor nini seka apostle. So the question yami ukuthi lama rank awafani na awalingani. That's number one. Number two, is it a promotion ukuthi ngisuke from being a pastor to a apostle?
Yeah. Look, most people, let's start here. Most people were wrongly ordained.
Okay.
We must appreciate that. Yeah, that there are people that were ordained as evangelists because akula into a spiritual home where ubaba wala ekhaya umvangeli.
Okay.
And so therefore, wonke amasons wakhe baba bavangeli uba ordaina as uma ubaba wala ekhaya awumfundisi. Wonke amasons whom where they see the calling of God, they say umfundisi, so umfundisi identifies abafundisi, which is the problem. Kanti kufanele umfundisi identify ama gifts and various gifts, not the gift that he occupies or the office he occupies, because you misordain people.
Okay.
But number two, and now that we are in the apostolic and prophetic era, now where we are now, the epoch we are in is apostolic and prophetic. We are seeing the emergence of a lot of apostolic voices and prophetic voices. And then now people now think that instead of being apostolic in nature and function, then they change the title.
Okay.
That is why you see a person with an apostolic title, apostle title, but functioning as a charismatic. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So the issue is not really about changing the title. The issue is about the function. I believe that any church, any ministry that will survive in this epoch, it is a church and ministry that is built on the foundation of the apostles and prophets. There is no church in the New Testament that is pastoral. All churches in the New Testament are apostolic, were built on the apostolic foundation.
Yes.
So uma umfundisi anebandla, umfundisi, a pastor, needs to be apostolic in function without even changing the title, unless that person was wrongly ordained. They were an apostle in the beginning or to start with, and then they were given the wrong title.
Okay.
In a nutshell.
All right.
Yeah.
Asikhulume about the theme for the year. Nokubona amasonto noma amabandla ahlukile anamatheme angafani.
Yeah.
But I believe which we are all praying,
Yeah.
worshiping the same God.
Yeah.
So what causes that?
Our callings and our visions are different. Yeah. Our assignments are different. Even though we pray one God, one Father, one faith, but our callings and gifts are different. And so therefore, you are hearing God from where you are standing.
Okay.
Yeah, uzunkulunkulu from where you are standing. And the way I'm standing may not be where you are standing. So also the vision helps to even hear God. You hear God based on the vision that He has given you. That is why it's Nama Ministries with different names. And that is why our themes for the year are different. It could be what we are anticipating as a church, that we as a church is the year of building, and abanye bati, it is the year of power. Those themes there, that's what they are anticipating, that's what they are gravitating towards. But most importantly, it's what they may have heard God saying about them as a church, to say, Nina Ezibandla, this year I'm moving you this way. And so they theme it that way.
What is divine shift and double blessing?
Divine shift, when you talk about divine shift on its own, you are talking about God's supernatural orchestrated plan for a life of a person. Yeah. The word divine on its own, it simply means that it's outside human capability. Divine, it means it has to take the supernatural to produce divine. So therefore, divine shift, it is when God intervenes in a life of a human being, in a life of a church, in a life of a family, in a life of a business, and then they experience that encounter, personal encounter, then produces a divine shift. A divine shift is when God moves somebody from a lower level to a higher level. A divine shift is when God intervenes into a life of a person and produces supernatural results. A divine shift, it's when your business can only, if you're selling food, you can only maybe do 20 plates a day. A divine shift, it's when now God brings more people and you are able to produce 200 plates a day. So that's a divine shift. It's a supernatural encounter that one elevates, especially if one has experienced failure in their lives, have experienced limitations, have experienced stagnation. When God divinely intervenes, He shifts your position altogether. But also a divine shift can happen to your spiritual position, where God lifts you from this level to a better level. That's a divine shift. Yeah.
Okay.
And then a double blessing.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
A double blessing. The Bible in the book of Isaiah is exciting, The Bible in the book of Isaiah 45, you must read it from verse 1 to verses 3. uNkulunkulu uthembisa ukuthi I will open a double door for you.
Double door.
Yeah, a double door, you see. So that's where the double blessing come from. That if there is a single door and there's a single blessing, then there can be, and if there could be a double door, then there could be a double blessing.
Okay.
God can bless somebody double. In other words, a double blessing, it is when God accelerates you, you know, that you are not just going to receive one blessing at a time, but receiving double blessing. Can you imagine how much more you can achieve, how much more you can have with a double blessing? So, and all of that, it is when one anticipate, expects that, and push towards that, and pray prayers that are putting pressure, demanding such from heaven, you know, placing a demand in the realms of the spirit for such to manifest in their lives.
Okay. Please give us the scripture references because of I normally hear you quoting 4 scriptures.
Yeah.
Yeah. For this theme.
For this theme.
Yes.
Yes, we a double number one. Let's start. We Isaiah 45. Look from Isaiah 45, verse 1 to 3. Read that. It's wonderful. God says, "I will make a crooked ways straight. You know, I will level the mountains. I will open a double door. You know, I will fight for you. You know, that is refreshing to know that God can do that. But when you read Romans 10, verse 11, uNkulunkulu uthi, there will be no more shame
Eish.
to you. There
So
will be no more
restoration,
shame.
kahle kahle.
Double shift, it is restoration. It is restoration for somebody that has lost a great deal. A divine shift, it's when God restores everything. Proverbs 6 from 30, it says that when a thief has stolen and is now caught, he will have to restore, pay back a 7 times. So restoration is always a 7 times more than what you've lost.
Okay.
So yeah, and then also when you read is it Joel chapter 2 verse 26 to 7,
It is.
uti, there will no longer be shame to my people. Very comforting to hear God speak through his prophets.
Yeah,
But
uyafana leya ka-Romans.
ifana nale ka-Romans, uyayibona? Yeah. And then Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 19 nayo ikhuluma ngalokho ukuthi I will gather my people, those who were lost, those who were driven away, taken away. Uti, they will experience a divine shift. Uti the area where they were put to shame. uNkulunkulu uti, I will give them praise and honor. God says that. So divine shift, it is when one was in a desolate place, felt rejected, felt abandoned, felt alone, and then God supernaturally imposes himself or intervenes in their situation, superimpose himself over their situation, and then a person experiences a divine shift. A divine shift, Sia, is to leave you stranded, suffering, and a month later when I come, Sia is in a new car. That's a divine shift to say, how? Lo muntu lo phela mina benginaye February. Aso. You see, a human mind has concluded that you are like that. So what we normally put a full stop on, it is actually a comma. It's not a full stop. Never conclude, put a full stop, write a person off while God is still busy with their lives. Struggles, we call them struggles, but struggles are places of preparation. They are schools of preparation where God is preparing you for a better season, a better time in your life.
All right. Can you talk about your upcoming events? Because of Mbonile, we are going to Canada, and I think June, July also going to UK. Then manje ngoMarch kunama event amanye ayithu ngicela. So sikhulume ngawo wonke because of we also trying to invite people
Yeah.
to come and be empowered.
Yeah, amen. Thank you for this opportunity that we could share even some of the things that God is doing through our gift.
Amen.
Yes, I'll be traveling to Canada next week, to be specific.
Please give them the dates because of this might end next week.
Oh, okay. 17th to 25, 26.
Feb.
Yeah, Feb.
Okay.
I'll be in Canada. I'll be in Montreal. Yeah. I have a spiritual son there and daughter who have a ministry. And so I will be going there to ordain them.
Okay.
They have a conference. I'll be ministering to that conference. And then and take advantage of the fact that I'll be there and then ordain them.
Yeah, we'll share the posters on the screen.
Yeah. So it's going to be epic. It's going to be epic. They're very divine in Montreal, even though the weather is crazy. I'm told that it's 30, it's minus 30. Minus 30. The snow is that size.
Yo,
So one must be prepared
yo,
for that kind of a weather. Yabona ukusuka kulo mshiso lo,
yo,
and then we are to another extreme.
yo. Imagine. I can imagine.
Yes.
Mm.
So yeah, and then also in March we are hosting a family fun day.
Mm.
But before a family fun day, a week before that, we are hosting
May 7th.
marriage and wealth creation seminar. I believe that our Mina as a relationship coach
Okay.
slash a qualified counselor, I've seen that most of our marriages are struggling, and it's not really a financial struggle. It's a flow struggle.
Mm.
It's a connection struggle. It's a companionship struggle. It's a communication struggle. It's a principle and agreement struggle. And so, if I could experience it personally, I think many people needs to be helped in that area. You know,
Okay,
as
Saima, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Usakhuluma about marriage struggle. So, as a man of God, the reason
Yeah.
I'm using the word of man of God because I'm going to validate to a certain office.
yeah,
Nje abafundisi bonke nje.
yeah,
Nge-generalize. So, bounce back kanjani from a divorce because of baqala divorce awuqala bathi umfundisi. Understand? They don't expect that from you
yeah,
because people they expect you to be perfect because
Yeah.
of we're a pastor.
yeah,
So then mawuqala divorce it also divide the church phakathi khona abanye bathi hayi thina sihamba nalo mama abanye bathi ayi umfundisi hayi uyenza kanjani into
Yeah.
enjalo and then the enemy nje to sum up everything it tries by all means to humiliate you
yeah.
and destroy you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how do you bounce back from such?
Sure. The unfortunate part of life is that people have their own preferences. When a man of God divorces, others choose to stay, others choose to leave. No, mama, like you've made an example. But let's start here. None of us get married to divorce. Akekho umuntu ongena emshadweni ngoba athi ngifuna ukudivorce. Unfortunately, life happens. The vicissitudes of life happen to all of us. And pastors are not angels. Pastors are human beings. Unfortunately, when you are a pastor, you are judged differently. I don't want to say unfairly, but you are judged differently, because the office you represent, it demands a high level of moral standing. And then it has high expectations from the people. The people have high expectations on you as a man of God. And yet they forget that you are a human being too. You go through struggles that everybody else can go through. Anyone else can face, you can face. Umfundisi uyabuza ubuhlungu, umfundisi naye uyashonelwa, akhale njengabanye abantu and all of that. Umfundisi naye uyadinga uku-encourage umuntu. And then so, unfortunately, when divorce happens, people ostracize you, people reject you. Into ebuhlungu nayo, urejectwa abanye abagowe through i-divorce, waba-embracer, waba-cancela, waba-restorer, wama nabo, waba-supporta baze barise baba-right. But when it's your turn, they all turn their backs against you. Unfortunately, but we learn from Christ. We learn from Christ, who is the hope of glory, that he was rejected too by his own. So our eyes should not be fixed on what people think and what people expect. Our eyes should be fixed on him. But you must make sure that in your going through and in your time of vulnerability, don't be careless.
Okay.
Don't give up on life. Don't be careless. Don't start to act funny and use the going through as an excuse. Now you start to do funny things, you sleep around, you drink alcohol, you do this because I'm going through, and yeah, I'm going through. No, in your going through, remember who you are, remember what you are called into, remember that even though you are a human being who is in pain and hurt, but don't give the enemy too much power over your life and destiny. Still remember that I'm called and I'm a man of God, and I still need to live up to the standards of the word, not of people, of the word and of God, and still keep myself together, keep my composure and my posture properly. Have your heart in the right place, but most importantly, seek help. Don't die there in the corner. The biggest mistake you can make is to go through a very horrific thing like a divorce. Bese ufuna ukuba yi-one. Go out, seek help. That is why kubalulekile ukuthi uma nawe umfundisi, ubani okhavarile. As you cover other people, who covers you? As you pray for other people, who prays for you? As you counsel other people, who counsel you? When you mess up, sikuripota phi?
Eish.
Mawuphuma endleleni umfundisi
So
sibaya kubani?
kubalulekile ukuthi nathi esibandla sazi your spiritual father.
Yeah, it's important. It's a chain of authority. Uyingozi umuntu Luke 7:7, it says, I'm a man of authority under authority. You cannot exercise authority when no one is exercising authority over you. You know, so therefore, as people account to you, when you account to Buban, that is very important. Have that. Those things, they protect you as a human being.
Sure.
And two, I think for me is to say, none is an alpha and the omega. No, none is an alpha and the omega. It doesn't matter how many accolades you can have, certificates, and how much traveling you may have and be doing. But at the end of the day, you are a human being. You need to have a place where you account. You need to have a place where you are put to order. You need to have a place where you can go and be vulnerable. Yokhumuka nawe and yokhala nawe uthi ngidinga usizo. So now abafundisi abaningi abana spiritual covering. Two, I would say spiritual covering, number one. Number two, I would say have relationships of accountability, maybe with your equals, you know, your bras in ministry that you can go through and be honest and say, hey, Machit, hey, I'm going through.
Sure.
I'm going through. Stand with me here.
Sure.
Help me here.
Sure.
So have your spiritual father, but equally have a place of accountability. But also amongst your sons, bring the mature closer. They will also protect you. Bring the mature closer.
I've seen you doing that.
Yeah. So ungabi umfundisi ongathi uyi-superstar. You're not a superstar. You are in the business of developing God's people, shepherding his flock, looking after his flock. But I believe a wise pastor in this epoch, he would exercise Genesis 6, the sons of old, not old sons, the sons of old.
Sure.
Meaning these are renowned sons. These are matured sons of old. You are covering them, but you can still sit like this and discuss matters of life. And you can still imbibe a lot of wisdom from them.
Amen.
You know, sons of old, it is the sons where you invest in them, and later you go and withdraw the same investment that you have deposited in them and say, Sia, what do you think? How do you think I can go about? What Sia would tell me would shock me. He will just flow what I taught him, whether I'm aware or I'm not aware, whether he's even aware or he's not aware. But you are raising a son of old. You are, you know, because ministry should be like that. You know, it must be an interchange, principle of reciprocity. I give, I come back, I take. You know, it's exchange of power. You are raising sons of old. You are raising matured sons that tomorrow would protect you. The very sons would minister to you. The very people you are raising will protect you. The very people you are raising will be your pillars, will be the people to run to and to go to. And for me, that's my approach to ministry.
Okay. Then let's say after uqeda ukudivorce, kuyenzeka mhlawumbe, God forbid, ushonele unkosikazi. Then to protect ibandla, because of normally iyenzeka lento le. That's why ngibona ngiphoza kancane.
Yeah,
Normally
yeah.
iyenzeka lento le ukuthi umfundisi maqeda ukushonelwa kunabo umama abambekile la ebandleni.
Yeah.
Understand? So in order for you ukuthi ungadivide ibandla wenza njani mawuzothatha omunye unkosikazi?
Well, I think seeking counsel will always be the best.
Okay.
Yeah, seek counsel, but most importantly, as a leader, naturally as a leader, learn to be discreet about your life before you expose your next move and what you are doing. Be sure and make sure that you have sat with the wise and they've given you enough counsel and wisdom as to say this is the right approach. But if there is somebody that you have seen in the very same church, find the best and the right approach to do that. Don't just do it carelessly.
Sure.
Yeah, I think, let me be controversial. Can I be controversial just once?
Okay.
As a pastor, these are your daughters in the faith. But once you lose a wife, don't forget that you are equally a man. So you can also see a wife and women in them. You see what I'm saying? When there is your wife in place,
Makes sense.
these are your daughters. When you are single, you also see women. But once you get there, guard your heart. Be sure, is this the right thing and all of that, lest you destroy the very work. If you can approach it very careless, you can kill the very work.
Bro, because kuyenzeka upropose omunye reject. Kusasa sekakubheka kanjani?
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, and so it has to be done properly. It has to be approached properly, and we grow in these things as we live and as we see how others are doing it, and also as we make personal mistakes and errors.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Enough about sensitive stuff. Asibuye kancane. And then we spend a lot of questions because of, like I said, it's not only about you
Yeah,
or me.
Yeah.
It's about anyone ubukele ekhaya because baningi abantu abadlula kulezi zimo.
yeah, yeah,
Because sibawunile amabandla aba.
yeah,
But vele kudala sibabona kudala
Yeah.
sibasola
Yeah.
in people who always talk after.
yeah.
Yeah.
We have to be practical as well, Sia, but most importantly, we have to be real.
Okay.
We have to be real. I think I'm in the stage and in a place in my life where I'm comfortable about who I am. I'm comfortable about my journey of life. I believe that everything that I've ever went through, I had to go through it. It was getting me ready and preparing me to be who I am today. And I'm proud of that. I'm not ashamed of what I've been through in life.
Amen.
I believe also this will help somebody how to avoid these things. And
Sure.
this, for me, these case studies, they help me to even counsel other people better because I've seen life, excuse me,
Sure.
because I've seen life. And so kuba lula mangikhuluma nomuntu who is going through what I've been through. I'm able to say my experiences is to say to my son, don't go through what I went through. Don't experience what I've been. But if ngizofuna ukuthula ngama experiences wami, then you stand a chance to repeat the same mistakes that I made. So then why become part of your life if I'm not going to be a mirror, a reflector, and what you call a GPS?
Sure.
Yeah, a location.
Yeah.
Yeah, to say how do you get
A
there?
map.
Yeah, a map. How do you get there quickly? How do you? That's what life is all about.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. I was with you, Metro FM, and you spoke about bouncing back versus bouncing forward. Tell us, break it down.
Yeah. When one has been through a very horrific experience in their lives, the first obsession and instinct is to bounce back. You want to bounce back. You want to go back to where you were. Now, to bounce back, it means it is when something is being restored to its original state, to being where it was. That is to bounce back. And so our obsession, first instinct, is to go back to where I was. Let me get what I lost. Let me be. But to bounce forward is to say, I want more than what I have lost. Bouncing forward in its essence is to say, I believe there's more to life.
Okay.
I may have lost that, but I believe God has something better for me. I am bouncing forward as opposed to bouncing back. I don't want to go back to where I was, but I want to go to a new level, to a new dimension. I want to see things that I've never seen before, touch new blessings, experience new experiences and new dimensions of life and layers of life that I've never seen before. So we should not gun to bounce back, but we should be gunning to bounce forward. There's more to life. You can't finish life. And there's more to God. You can't finish Him. You know how life is like? It's like layers of onion. When you peel a layer, there's another layer. When you peel another layer, there's another layer. Now the question is, what is an onion?
Life is like layers of onion.
Yeah,
So onion here.
in onion, because more peel a layer, kunenye layer.
Yo.
Bese uphila enye layer, there's another layer.
Yo.
Then you peel another layer.
Yo.
Then when did you reach the onion?
Yo.
What is the onion?
Yo.
So the onion is simply saying you can't reach to the real onion.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So all those layers that you are passing, they mean something in life. Don't ignore them.
Yo.
They mean a lot.
Yo.
So the more you peel, the more you realize there's more. The more you peel, then the more you realize that there's more. So life is like that. In other words, it simply says there's more to me. You can't finish me.
Sure.
And the more you peel these layers, the whiter they are. Ooh.
Hey.
The whiter
now
they
you're
are.
getting deeper now.
Yeah. You know, to see that the more you penetrate life, the more you get to the purest levels and dimensions of life. Yeah. So life is wonderful. Life is great. The more you pursue it, the more you penetrate, the more you discover. And remember, the
So
penetrating.
Umuntu will never reach a ceiling.
No, you
There's no
can't
such.
reach a ceiling. There's no such. You can't reach a ceiling. There's more. There's just more. After you've been a millionaire,
You always want more.
there's
Angeke
more.
ube
Then
satisfied.
there's hundred and millions of rands that you can still pursue. After 100 of millions, there's billions. After billions, 100 of billions, then there's trillions. After that, and you see, so there's more to life. Life, and that's how God has designed it, so that we stop pursuing. If there had been a destination, then life would be boring.
True.
Yeah, so there's no destination. The only destination is when we put somebody under 6 feet under. That is the destination. But there is no destination. For as long as you sapefumula, that means there is more. You can still be more. You can still have more. You can still be better. You can still grow. The only limiter is yourself.
Okay. All right. So how do we get hold of you? Asicela uqala usitshele nge-church lakho ukuthi what is the name of your church and ikuphi nendawo siphi address so that we can come visit your church.
Oh, that would be lovely. I would love for you to come. I invite you to come. We are situated at Hamet's Crossing. Hamet's Crossing, it is at number 2 Selborne Road in Fourways.
Okay.
That is where we are. You are coming through Vetkoppen, and then you as you go down to Vetkoppen, Selborne Road is going to be on your right.
On your right, yes.
Yeah, when you come from Winnie Mandela, then Vetkoppen, then you Selborne, and then there is Hamet's Crossing. That's where we are. Our services starts every Sunday, 8 o'clock. It is intercession. 9 on the dot, praise and worship starts. I'm telling you, we have power praise, we have anointed worship, and then we have progressive revelation. This is us. We teach the word, we unpack the word. Our ministry is more on raising leaders. We are raising leaders who will revolutionize their generation and make a global impact. People who will make societal impact and change. You know, people who are kingdom agents. That's where our focus is at. Is to raise leaders.
Okay. Because of this is YouTube, so lento le izohlala la permanent. So are we still moving to Midrand?
Yes, yes,
Give us the new
yes.
address.
For now, let's keep it under wraps. We are still finalizing certain things.
Okay.
Yeah, but we are moving to Midrand.
So
The reason we
my
want,
social handles so that sizozibonela khona the
yeah,
new address
yeah,
and
yeah.
everything.
Please, all we can say to our people, please follow us, and check our social pages. We are Hebziba, the City of God's Delight on Facebook. Hebziba, the City of God's Delight, as well in TikTok and Instagram as well. This is where you find us. Personally, you find me. I am Thabiso Mogano, Instagram, Thabiso Mogano Kabaloi, Facebook, and Thabiso Mogano TikTok. So this is where follow us. Get the new updates on what we are doing and where we are going. We are going to Midrand. We are looking for a bigger space, a better place, where it will allow us to grow and impact our people. Already we've seen one of the reasons why we're taking that route. Most of the people are coming that direction.
Okay.
And so we want to be
Getting closer to
closer,
people.
closer to the people,
Sure.
closer to our audience, so that we are not far from them. I think it makes sense.
Perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in closing, any message to our subscribers who look at their camera?
As you are settling into 2026, make sure that you pursue your goals, stay focused, stay disciplined, go after what you want, be honest with yourself, and be a great person. Always improve the version of yourself, and always gun for being a better version of who you are. God bless you.